Hello, good morning. I hope that you're all well and that you've had a good week. I've had a good week. It's been a busy week, but I've been doing lots and lots of research and writing of booklets. We've got some fabulous samplers coming out throughout the summer. This week, my back, the pain is easing and I've managed to sit to stitch, and I've got quite a bit done on my sampler. Here she is, and last night I put her name on, and it is Carmel Azopardi. Now I believe that this sampler is French because of the faux pas. This sampler is such an enjoyable one to stitch. I found the border patterns that Carmel has used to divide her sampler up very, very therapeutic to stitch. And I just love the alphabets. The fonts that she's used are such pretty ones. And this row is turning out to be very, very interesting. Never stitched this motif before. It's like somebody's kneeling and praying, or gardening maybe. She might be tending to a shrub. You never know what was going through the little girls' minds as they worked their samplers. I'm very pleased with this. I can't wait to have it framed and on my red wall. This week we had a new release, Because of You I Bloom. And for those of you who regularly watch my floss tubes, you would have seen this sampler being stitched. It's one that I stitched for my husband Ray, and it's because of Ray that I bloom. Ray showers me with love and care every single day. He inspires me, he supports me. Without my husband, I wouldn't be me. So these words seem to me to be perfect to put into a sampler. Because of you, I bloom. Now, this sampler was inspired by an antique sampler in my collection that was stitched by Hannah Watson. And basically, I took her sampler, changed some colours, tweaked some things here and there, and added Because of You, I Bloom, and mine and Ray's initials. Amazingly, I saw on social media last night that somebody commented that these initials were actually the initials of her and her husband. But if you're not so lucky, in the booklet for Because of You, I do chart the alphabet I used for the initials. I wanted something that would sort of stand out on the sampler. So that was the font I chose for those. The booklet is available as a printed booklet or as a PDF download off the Hands Across the Sea Samplers website. Now, there was a delay in this booklet arriving from the printers, so unfortunately we couldn't get the booklets with our distributors and with stores in time, but the booklets are en route to distributors and to some stores, and in the week ahead they should be arriving. So although stores don't actually have them to ship out today, stores will have them in the days ahead. So apologies there, but it was something beyond our control. I'm very pleased with this little sampler. Ray adores it. He has a collection of samplers that I've stitched to commemorate us over the years, and they are hung around his favourite armchair that he likes to sit in our TV room, our snug, our everyday room where we like to settle. Now, Because of You I Bloom is 155 by 156 stitches. It's not a large one. It uses 6 colours, and it is entirely cross stitch over 2 threads so that you can stitch it on Aida or linen. And I do hope that you will stitch this sampler maybe for your husband or a loved one. It would make a lovely birthday present, anniversary present, Christmas present, Valentine's present. Or, you know, do we need a reason to say to somebody how much you love them or pay them a compliment? So it could be a sampler just because. But it will also make a nice wedding sampler to do for a couple as well. Okay, what else has happened this week? Well, Kathy Ray of Needle and Haystack has started to ship these supplies for Sarah Rinders. For those who've ordered the kit, some of you have already received them if you live in the US, and for those who live around the world, you know, hopefully it won't be too much longer. Kathy's been very, very busy gathering everything together. And Kathy also sent me a list of booklets to ship for booklet only orders outside of the US, and they have all gone. And for those people who live in the UK, I would expect that you should start to receive your booklets either Monday or Tuesday, and then the rest of the world in the week or two ahead. It's a wonderful thing being able to celebrate a 25th anniversary in business. That's a long time for a store, and we were so pleased to be able to partner with Kathy Ray of Needle and the Haystack with a limited edition sampler for her. And it's such a beautiful sampler too, and it's so lovely that you think that. You know, we've both been very overwhelmed with the support shown for this sampler. The next sampler we release is going to be the Queen of the May, and I'm having lots of emails asking, when is she going to be released? Well, we normally, not always, but we normally release the Queen of the May either on the 1st of May or on May Day, which is the first Monday in May. Now this year, May Day, the bank holiday that this country has for May Day has been changed for the coronation weekend. The coronation of King Charles III takes place on the 6th of May. So we thought that it would be perfect to release the sampler to celebrate the King's coronation. So look out, depending on which country you live in and your time zone, for the evening of the 4th of May to daytime on the 5th of May. We're very excited to release the Queen of the May this year. It's a sampler that's been reproduced and stitched by Lisa, and it's very beautiful. We love it. Talking of the coronation, Hands Across the Sea Samplers has got a complimentary design of a pin cushion that's available as a free download on our website. It's to commemorate the coronation, and there have already been several thousand downloads of this pin cushion, and we actually saw a finish of one this week. Now I haven't made contact with the lady to ask if I could share her photograph, but I will endeavour to do so that maybe on our next floss tube I can share her finish. It's absolutely beautiful, and well done Sandra on coming up with such a lovely design for a pin cushion. Okay, cards. More cards have arrived this week. If I haven't read your card, I'm trying to do 2 cards a week. So I have actually got a backlog of cards to read, and I'm doing them in strict order of arrival. I have to say thank you to the lady who sent me this beautiful necklace. It's a heart and a pair of scissors, and this is just perfect for me. I will get a lot of use out of this, so thank you. It's a very thoughtful gift and much appreciated. And that came from a lady in Australia. The next card that arrived was of Florence Mary Dickinson, and it said that I received one of your lovely birthday boxes and I am thrilled with the contents. The amount of time and thought you put into the design and products is evident. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say that. I have to admit that I was nervous about the expense at first, but it has proven to be well worth it. I'm so pleased. I really, really am. The box became even more meaningful when you went through your thought process on YouTube. Your passion for historical samplers has awakened a keen interest of my own. I have been fascinated by and have enjoyed learning about the daily lives of women in history. The ability to connect the history of women with needlework is both interesting and fun. It really is. I have been a needleworker since my mom first taught me to sew as a little girl. I have passed that on to my daughters and am now teaching my granddaughters. I plan on going through the box with my oldest granddaughter, who will be turning 11 next month. It is my hope that I will awaken the same passion for needlework in her that inspired the little girls of these wonderful samplers. I will be stitching the samplers from England first to commemorate the trip I took to your beautiful country last year. I will bring the others along to stitch for travels through Europe I have scheduled with my mom for next year. I truly appreciate the work that you do and the business you have built. Your business is our blessing, stitch by stitch. Thank you so much. That's really, really kind of you to say that. The next one is Anne Johnson. And I was so surprised to find all of the beautiful charts let's start again. I was so surprised to find all of the beautiful charts. I haven't done any hat charts yet, but now I have lots from which to choose. I've kitted up Sarah Milthorpe and I'm sewing a project bag and a zipper pull to go along with her. I have been sewing since I was in, I think it's university, but I'm not 100% sure, in the late 60s, and began my cross-stitching journey in the early 70s. We only had Ada back then, I remember those days. Little did I know I would still be stitching now into my 70s. I raised two beautiful girls and stitched mostly after they were in bed in the evenings. Working full-time didn't leave much free time to stitch, but somehow I managed to get a lot of projects finished, mostly Paula Vaughan and Stony Creek designs. After cataract surgery in 2004, I took up quilting and also bought a long arm machine so that I have many quilts to stay warm. And I also gifted many quilts to friends and relatives. In 2021, I was diagnosed with stage 3 uterine carcinoma. Chemo and radiation have weakened my energy, and neuropathy in my feet make it difficult to stand at the long arm to stitch quilts. So I decided to focus more on cross stitch again. I have more projects than I will ever hope to finish, but that is what keeps me motivated to get up each day. We know that feeling. I praise God I am in remission now with no cancer showing in my last battery of tests. I'm so pleased. Cross-stitching gives me so much happiness beyond the finished piece, it's hard to explain. Many of my current finishes are inspirational in theme, which is why I have discovered samplers. So many beautiful passages and scripture verses in samplers, it's hard to decide which one to stitch next. Thank you again for your generosity and kindness. I'm so touched that you shared that story with us. I think it's elements of this that many of us can relate to. Cross stitch and stitching, it's such a special thing, and you know, people don't realize it unless they do it. And when you start connecting with other people and you know, you share your stories, it's a special hobby. Okay, it's a very quick floss tube today. We're out for lunch today. Ray's been playing a lot of golf this week and he's going to be playing a lot of golf next week. So he's taking me out for lunch today to one of our favourite restaurants. Stay safe, stay well, and if God is kind, I will be back next week with another floss tube. Bye.